Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Favi and welcome to Arrows DIY. On my channel, I love creating Dollar Tree DIYs, high-end dupes, thrift flips, and the occasional trash of treasure. This is another episode in my fall series, and today I have some super fun pumpkin DIYs. These are perfect for Halloween or for anything you want to use them for. I use them on my Thanksgiving tablescape. So I took this pumpkin as well as this old candlestick. I should have thrown it out, but I don't throw anything out. And I'm going to take some of this wax paper from the Dollar Tree. It's checkerboard, and it's going to help me when I go to paint the design a little bit. So I used some Mod Podge to adhere it on. These are inspired by MacKenzie-Childs. I'll leave all the links in my description box if you don't know what MacKenzie-Childs is, but basically it's a fun, whimsical home decor. I took the pumpkin and I gave it a coat of this green paint. So once that was fully dry, I go in with all of the leaves I had left over on my floral picks, and I just randomly hot glued them to fill the entire pumpkin. Now you do want to leave some spaces in between for the flowers we're about to add. Take your favorite flowers. I have a variety here. They're all from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use some hydrangeas in various colors, as well as this other one called Queen Anne's lace. I have this Queen Anne's lace in white as well as purple. And I also have this yellow flower called German Status, and I absolutely love these colors. I start off with putting on the Queen Anne's lace. Now, to help stick in the floral picks, I did have to poke a hole in with my embossing tool from Dollar Tree, and that just helped the pick fit right in nicely, and I secured it with hot glue. The hydrangeas, and I hot glue them. After most of the pumpkin was covered with these florals, I went in with these special flowers. I'm not sure where they're from, but they were a gift from my mother, so I just hot glued them. As you know, the Queen of England just passed away, and I've just been really inspired by her sense of fashion and her role just being a woman in a male-dominated world. So for me, she was a trendsetter, and that's why I decided to share these DIYs with you guys again for the month of September. And you'll see in a little bit why I'm saying that. So once I was happy with that, the way the flowers were looking, I just painted in the checkerboard pattern. I just painted the red squares black and the white squares with white, and then added a sunflower right on top to add to the whimsy of it all. Now these flowers are a little pink, so I just decided to dry brush them with some of this orange paint by Folk Art, and that just helped give it more of the fall vibes. Once that was dry, I just hot glued the stem right at the middle there with Gorilla Hot Glue. But as you can see, this is a super fun pumpkin. I absolutely love this pumpkin. I mean, I know it's out there, but hey, I'm not too conventional. This was part of the Unusual Pumpkins challenge last year. I'll link that video below if you want to see how I made these other very weird pumpkins. I hope you enjoyed that DIY. This is part of the What Month Is It, hosted by Tammy over at Happiness Created, and the co-hosts this month are Shawnee from Glitzy Stitches DIY, as well as Ellie from DIY from House to Home, and this month's guest host is Annalie Ashby. Please check out their channel links in the description box below, as well as the playlist link for more September inspiration. September is harvest month. That's why I'm going all pumpkin crazy. For this next project, I'm going to be making another checkerboard pumpkin, this time using the small pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. So I started off by giving it a paint in this white chalk paint, and after I'm taking a wide craft stick and I'm just kind of drawing some lines, making sure not to rock the craft stick back and forth. So you want to keep your craft stick very steady, and then just make a line in between. Use a pencil so you can erase any mistakes. Now I'm measuring 1 inch from that center point where the stem was, and I'm just going to measure 1 inch all around. Once I have that mark, I go ahead and I measure from there horizontally, and I just draw in some horizontal lines using the width of the craft stick to keep them all equal. Now I'm going in with this flat medium-sized paintbrush, and this is the perfect paintbrush in my opinion to get a nice checkerboard pattern on whatever you're drawing. It's just nice to have that nice flat line against the line. of your checkerboard. So just move your pumpkin around and try to keep the flat side of the paintbrush on the line. And don't worry about perfection. Just know that after many coats, you can go in and perfect it each time. It's going to take about 3 coats to get a nice stark color in white as well as black. Now these are the inspiration pictures. I'm trying to replicate this style. I mean, slightly different, but last year I had a lot of fun on my Thanksgiving tablescape. It was my first tablescape ever, so I hope you enjoy. I do share my tablescape at the end of this video. Now, to give this more of a regal look, I decided to add some of these gold potpourri that come from the pine cone pack from Dollar Tree, and these are just going to help add that royal whimsical look to my pumpkins. I painted the stem in this gold paint called Antique Gold, and I also added the potpourri around the stem. Also painted the ribs in between in a solid black color to give contrast, but this one was so much fun to make, and I hope you give it a try. For my next project, I'm going to be using this gourd. So I pop off the stem and I give it all a nice coat in this white paint. Once it's somewhat painted, I'm going to go in and make my own orange paint mixture. I just had orange paint in vivid orange as well as white, and I'm just going to mix those in equal part. Then I give this entire gourd 2 coats. Once the gourd is fully painted, I go in with some of these thumbtacks from Dollar Tree. I paint some of them in this black paint color, and it took about 3 coats. Once it's fully dry, I started adding them in a diagonal formation,
about 1 inch apart,
because it is a peculiar shape. And I'm going to add some of the gold thumbtacks in between, following that same diagonal formation. Now, once you get to the end of this, it gets kind of tricky, so you just want to equally space the last 3 so that there's some variation in the colors. But I think this is a simple way to add a nice metallic finish, helping it look high-end. You could also do this to a regular pumpkin, but I love how it looks. It's so fun. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that one. Now this next one, I just took the ceramic pumpkin. It's a candle holder of some sort, a small little lantern, and I gave it a good coat in Mod Podge to help this acrylic paint stick. Once the Mod Podge is dry, I just painted in some stripes using the same sequence black color and the cottage white color. And now I'm going to take off that leaf and paint it in this antique gold color just to help it pop. Once everything is nice and dry, I take some of these blue hydrangeas. They're blue and tinged with a little bit of purple. I love this color of hydrangea. And I just started about 1 inch away from the stem. And I'm going to hot glue them going all around, making sure to leave 1 inch from the top of the stem to the bottom of this flower petal. And I'm just going to hot glue like so, all around. Once I have the first round on, I'm going to go in and add some more hydrangea petals in between those. So once the entire top of the pumpkin is covered, I go in and I add the leaf back on carefully. It's very sharp. And that's it for this one. Super simple, super cute, stylish. I think it's so much fun. I just added it to the center here of this thrifted pedestal, and I love it. Now this is our last pumpkin, I think. I went pumpkin crazy, and I'm doing the same thing as I did for the first pumpkin. I sped it up a little more, but basically I gave this ceramic pumpkin a coat of Mod Podge, let it dry. I gave it another coat in the white paint, and now I'm just going to paint in the checkerboard pattern. I'm not going to measure, I'm just eyeballing, because I basically just made 3 cubes on each rib of the pumpkin. As you can see here, I'm just going to use the side of my paintbrush to make the checkerboard pattern, and I'm not focused on being perfect here. I think it adds to the whimsy of it all when it's a little imperfect, and it just adds a lot of character, and I love the handmade look in my projects. So I'm not fussing too much on that. I just go around, take my time. I take lots of breaks. If you don't know and you're new around here, hello, my name is Favi. I'm a crafty mother of 5, and I barely ever have time to sit down and finish a project from start to finish. So I take my time and I just make this checkerboard pattern, and I find it so relaxing to do this. Once it's fully dry, I just go in and I paint the stem in this gold color, and I also add this leaf to cover the ceramic leaf outline sorry, that was there. Once the leaf is fully hot glued, I go in with the same hydrangea flower and I just add kind of like this inspiration picture just on 1/4 of the pumpkin. And I just do the same thing, the cascading effect with the petals, and that's it for this one. Super simple, super cute. Sorry about the angle, I'm still learning. I filmed this last year, but I still love it as much as I did last year. So as you can see, that's how it looks. I put it on a thrifted candlestick, and that's how it was looking on my Thanksgiving table last year. Now, if you want, I can link the video for last year so you can see all the pieces. I made the tablecloth as well as the terracotta pumpkins using all Dollar Tree items. I made this tablescape, so I'll link those videos in the description box below. But keep in mind, I filmed it last year and there was a huge learning curve. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some inspiration for your home decor, whether it's your tablescape, your Halloween decor, or just your fall decor. I had a lot of fun making these, and I want to thank you so much for spending part of your day creating here with me. Don't forget to check out the playlist link in the description box below, because those talented ladies, I'm sure they're up to some beautiful projects. As always, friends, I want to thank you so much for watching. Take care, God bless, and I'll catch you on my next one. Bye! If you like this video, here's another one you might enjoy.